Hello, my name is Ruben Garcia, and today I'm going to be talking to you about myotonic dystrophy. So, with myotonic dystrophy, there are a lot of things that come along with it, and it's important that we know such things. What I'm going to be talking about is the frequency and population and causes, signs and symptoms, diagnosis, and treatments. According to Genetic Home Reference, it is characterized by progressive wasting and weakness of muscles. Type 1 and Type 2 are the different types of myotonic dystrophy. 1 in every 8,000 people can get this disease worldwide and is very prevalent among these people. Now, this is an inherited disease, which means it can happen to those who have parents who have it too. It is a chronic illness, which means there is no cure. Type 1 is the most common type. It is because of the mutation of the DMPK gene. The DMPK gene makes proteins that play a role in muscle and communication between cells that allow structures to function properly. Proteins bind together and help contract as well as relax the muscles. Now we're on to type 2. This is caused by the mutation of the CNBP gene. This regulates activities of other genes, so basically it's what's necessary for normal embryonic development. And like I said, for type 1, it may be the most common, but recent studies have showed that people of German descent are more common to get type 2. Now we're on to diagnosis. Now, it may be an inherited disease, but it may not come when you're born. These things can happen at any age, in your 60s even, but it's important that you find these things before it happens so you can prepare yourself for the worst. Now, there's 3 different types of tests. There's the physical test, which is used to see patterns of weakness, used to show the characteristics that someone may be showing, which is more of the external features of the body. The lab test focuses more on the internal part of the body, and it checks for any patterns of discharge. The most definitive test would be the genetic test, whether they take blood to check for any of the mutations of the genes, such as the DMPK or CNBP. So now we're moving on to symptoms, and this more has to do with the physical test, which it shows where muscles begin to harden each time after they contract and are harder to relax. The lens of the eyes begin to cloud up and causes cataract. Certain muscles stay contracted and are difficult to relax. Drooping of facial areas can also happen. Now, these are all things that happen to someone with myotonic dystrophy, but it doesn't mean that there aren't ways to maybe help improve the quality of life, as we will see in the next slide. Now we're going to talk about some of the treatments. There is really no way to slow down the progression of this condition, but only improve the quality of life that people are going through. There are antibiotics to help with the inflammation of the muscles, because sometimes when the muscles get really tense, it can become inflamed. They have devices that can help hold certain muscles up that begin to droop, such as the eyes or the cheeks or anything really, mostly in the facial area. There is also therapy for speech and swallowing, because in a lot of cases it does take muscles to do those kind of things, and it can be very painful for those who are trying. Now, in other cases, it can affect many other parts of your body, such as your heart, or really any part of your body, because it takes muscles to pump blood and do a lot of things, and if the muscles aren't working properly, then that can really affect every part of your body. So that's really important that you know the treatments in order to help ease these kind of things, in order to help your body function more properly. So as you can see, there are a lot of hardships and trials that come with myotonic dystrophy, and is prevalent among all ages. So the important thing is to find out what causes it, the treatments, the symptoms, the diagnosis, and anything that can really ease the pain of those who are going through it, because it may be someone in your family. Most likely, if you have it, someone else has it too. So that's why I wanted to talk about this, and these are my references.